Howdy gentle humans, my name is Diana Chu here at Slow Gaze. You have stumbled upon another declutter, and you might have come to my channel because of this type of content that I've been trying to put out. I am all about slowing down and gazing inwards, and to me that means being a beauty lover and a fashion lover and just a lifestyle lover, a life lover. I want to be able to manage my life in a slow and thoughtful way, and a lot of my processes here involve deeper introspections, but also sharing that journey with you. I happen to be on a minimalist journey, but you don't have to be. I think it's nice and cathartic just to be with someone when they're decluttering their own stuff, just to hear their thoughts and their cognitions around like why they choose one thing over another. We are so into the world of like curating your stuff, and I'm trying to wean myself off of buying so much stuff and spending so much time curating stuff that I don't own. I do a lot of that, and I'm trying really hard, especially this year, to turn that gaze inwards and take a look at things that I already have, things that trigger me to want to be in an external world always, and really just take stock. So part of that is decluttering. Back to another declutter with me. If you haven't seen any of my declutters before, I will link this playlist up above in the sky high. It is just my like less stuff playlist, but I have linked a couple of specific and really popular declutters down below if you're interested. I started this off doing declutters of literally every category of makeup that I had because I had so much makeup. Like my lip declutter, my eyeshadow palette declutter, those were epic. Let's dive in. I'm not going to let this be a rambly one, at least not the intro. I am just saying hello so you know me and see my face before we move to a different room and see all my makeup laid out, really old school style, on the floor. So let's dive in. Hey, hi, me again. I am on the floor with the infamous rug. Got it off Etsy, love Etsy. Here we are. I will be taking inventory on my trusty notebook so that I can see how much I had year to year. I don't usually do an inventory of my makeup because honestly, this past year was a very different year for me. I'll be going category by category and talking you through a little bit of my philosophy. Eyeshadow palettes. Okay. So hopefully you can all see what I have here. You might have seen some of these things before in my previous declutters that I had said I was going to declutter. Some time has passed, and enough time has passed that either I reached for them again because they were still in my house waiting for a declutter. I was able to hand off a lot of makeup to friends here, but as you know, during the pandemic, I am not going to a lot of friends' house. There's just so much less social activity that I am having. So a lot of this makeup ended up just sticking around, and I did some videos around like my favorite colorful looks, like a green look and a purple look. We're really inspired by some of the makeup that I haven't touched in a while and that I said I would declutter. So that's why maybe you'll be seeing some repeat things. I'm not perfect. You know, I like to be ruthless and decisive when I can, but obviously these are physical things, and once the video is over, I still have to figure out how I'm going to handle all of this makeup. So please excuse if you have seen some of this stuff before. It's not like I'm trying to be disingenuous with you. I just wanted to let you know that it's still around my house, and you know, this is just the reality of things. Now, from my experience, it is so useful for me to go in and pick out palettes that I know I'm going to keep for sure before I do anything else. So I can already tell that I want to keep the two Pat McGrath Labs palettes that I can see here. This is her Subliminal 1 palette. I did a blue look with this. I just love these shades. They're really, really special to me. So that's going to be number one that I'm keeping. Number two that I'm keeping is this Pat McGrath Divine Rose palette. This has been one of those that I feel like I would want to wear more of, but I just don't get around to it because I don't do super crazy colorful soft feminine looks or ones that show off pinks and purples that much. but this one I just keep around because it's just so gorgeous. I know also I'll be keeping this Rowan 75 degree warm palette, just really special shades. I haven't dipped into this enough. This is an Aether Beauty Joshua Tree palette. You probably saw me just declutter this last time, and I will be decluttering it again. I'm still set on letting this palette go. I just kept it around because I was doing, again, very specific colorful looks, and I wanted to have this just feature in some of those videos. So that is going. It will be put into this beautiful basket. Also decluttered this, even though it's gorgeous, and I know a lot of heartbreak was happening when I decluttered it last, but unfortunately it is the same case. I do love this. I really think it's beautiful if you are into really colorful looks, and the neutral side is really lovely as well, but I just have other shadows that I like just that much more. So unfortunately, this is still going to a better home. The Real Fantasy palette, this is actually staying, and this is one that I had said I was going to declutter because I just don't use it, but this is going to be my like fun, colorful palette. I'm trying to keep my fun, colorful palettes to a minimum. Let's say these two Pat McGrath ones and a Real Fantasy. This is one that I might be getting rid of. This is the She's in Parties palette by Melt Cosmetics, and you'll find that I just absolutely adore Melt Cosmetics' eyeshadows. I just don't do this type of color story that much, and I have to be realistic with how much I'm actually using it in order for it to be worth keeping. Yes, there are some really beautiful colors in here, but if I'm honest, I just don't use this as much. Gemini palette is very difficult for me to get rid of because of look at those greens. It has not led me astray. Can you believe that I forgot all these palettes? I found them. Oh, I was doing a little bit of experimentation downstairs. Anyway, so I have them back. Rust is one of my absolutely favorite eyeshadow palettes in my collection, so I'm absolutely keeping this. You can see that the warm tones are all taken care of. So honestly, this Gemini palette, even though it has really special greens in here, these are not needed because they're kind of duplicated in the Rust palette. So this is going, and Rust is staying. 27, this is one I'm going to go against my own judgment for, and this happens. It does happen. I decided to let go of it, and then I hemmed and hawed and thought about it a little more, and I just can't get away from this burnt orange shade. So I'm going to keep this. Yep, it happened. I changed my mind. Some of these Charlotte Tilbury ones, I just can't get rid of them. The ones that, meaning that I literally tried to get rid of them, but none of my family members or friends are takers. I will absolutely be keeping this Victoria Beckham Tweed. Oh, this caramel shade, perfect. This is actually the extent of my Natasha Denona single eyeshadows. Keeping that. It's an Assault New York Magnetic palette. I have some videos on my Natasha Denona palettes. If you are interested, I have linked them down below or up above. I talk through, you know, depotting and repotting things. And these are actually some of the shadows that I wasn't so sure about. This isn't the pure Sunrise or the pure Bronze palette. They are very different. I think I'm gonna keep them both just again to see if I return to them. They're just really good shadows. And now that I have magnetic palettes, I really care a lot more about Natasha Denona shadows or ones that I can depot and play around with. So I am going to keep these as almost like backup. This is also new to my channel, but I bought it last year, right before 2021. Populated by some rando things here. I expect to put a lot of more Natasha Denonas in here, but it's just a magnetic palette. It is by Tarte. And yes, I do have Cliona eyeshadows that I have not yet talked about on my channel, but we will get into that another video. I love this. This was literally $9. It was on sale, and it's so well crafted, really good quality. I feel like I've decluttered Charlotte Tilbury like 10 times. These quads have just been floating around. These three are the ones that I'm very, very sure about to keep. This is the Golden Goddess, Queen of Glow, and Super Blue. The Queen of Glow is really special because these three are not her usual shades or finishes. They're really warm toned, actually extremely wearable. And then this purpley burnt plum is just stunning. It looks so natural on the eyes, very dimensional, and there isn't one sparkly shade. They're all kind of metallic-y, a little foiled, never chunky glitter toppers. And I love this palette because it's the most foolproof, but really Hollywood like glam that I have from her quads. Super Blue is another that I know I'm absolutely keeping. These two are perfect neutrals for my skin tone. And then these blues. This is the Golden Goddess. Really enjoying this, as well as, I mean, these are very different from each other. Actually, this is the Bella Sophia in my right hand, and then the Golden Goddess. You'll see that this has a little bit of a green hint, a red hint, and then a true gold. This has more of a taupey, warm, and then a gray taupe. And then this topper actually leans quite silver. So this is actually a cooler sister of this, being a warmer sister. I love them both, but Golden Goddess, this one shade here, actually leans quite copper. So this is probably one of my favorite single eyeshadow shades in the entire world. I'm gonna keep this one for sure. I just don't have as much use for full look shadow palettes like this. Again, once I've found these two palettes, and I just talked about them in my last video, the Lorac Rocky and Soleil palettes, these are magnetic, and that's why they don't have any shade names on there. They actually fold forward, and boom, you can pop them out. I actually kept the shade name card here, and that's what's covering all of those things, just so I wouldn't lose it. But you can see the little keyholes right here, and it comes with a key. But this is just an interchangeable shade palette. 9 mattes, 9 shimmers, just absolutely gorgeous. Warm tones all across the board for this Soleil palette. It does have an evil twin in the Noir palette if you're interested. And I just love that I can have these magnetic, interchangeable shadow pans. That's why I bought them. So I'm absolutely keeping this Soleil as well as Meraki. Keeping that as well, and you'll see that some of these actually live in my everyday Salt New York kit. I have 2 of these, that's why you've seen one before with my Natasha Denona shadows, and then one here with my everyday shadows. There's one Natasha Denona shadow right there, and then the rest are from Lorac that I just showed you. Definitely keeping this as well. That's my everyday sort of compendium. I do want to keep Pumpkin Spice. Every time I see this, it just makes me smile. These colors are just shards of my happiness. You know, they're just little buckets of light and dreams, and I just love them so much. It's not about the payoff or the colors really, it's just every time I see this combination, it gives me so much happiness, so I have to keep this. These are some things that I don't know about, actually. I thought I could be really decisive with this video, but it turns out that I think some of these are a little harder for me to get rid of, so I'm gonna just leave these aside and talk about another category of makeup, single shadows. These I already know I can give away. This is the Glossier Sky Wash in Lawn and Pool. Also in a video, I had decluttered them last time, and I kept them around to do that video, but now I'm really getting rid of them. I'm having a really hard time getting rid of the Tom Ford Naked Bronze. I learned that this cream color for eyes in Spice, number 08, is actually the exact same stuff below here. And this one's newer and this one's older. So I want to get rid of this. However, it has a beautiful topper. Now, do I need a specific topper? Not really. I can probably get this and dupe this with my Natasha Denona shadows from the Gold palette. It's really stunning, and I feel like I could keep it around and use it, or I can keep this, which has a lot more product that's newer, and get rid of this component. I feel like one of them has to go. So that's just going to be over here to think about. I know I'm absolutely keeping these. These are newer to my collection. They are Terra and Chocolat from Nude Sticks eye crayons. I really do like them. I can get rid of this Utopia eye polish by RMS Beauty. This is one of their really beautiful champagne-y shades. I've barely used it. I'm still 100% in love with this Victoria Beckham Mink shade. I've been lusting after her Tea Rose shade, not to mention her honey shade, but this one is, it has captured my heart. So I'm gonna keep Mink. I might get rid of Midnight just because if I have this many blues in my collection. Oh, but look how stunning that is. Oh my god, I might have to keep it. We'll see. The other blues that I really love are in the Mcgrath palette and in this Beauty palette. This shade right here. Oh my goodness. Yemoha. Oh, just so stunning. Definitely keeping the MAC Soft Ochre paint pot. I think this is a great eye primer. I'm definitely keeping this Westman Atelier Tabac shade. It is peachy and golden and gorgeous. And the Chocolat shade, which is deeper and a little bit pink leaning. I feel like I got rid of this last time, but I'm also getting rid of this now. This is the Chroma Crystal Top Coat from Natasha Denona in Full Metal Bronze. It's really pretty, but I just don't think I need it. Same with this. This is in Reflection. This is the Tom Ford Cream and Powder Eye Color in Reflection. It has this really lovely gold, almost rose gold cream base and then a bronzer topper. So I'm gonna keep this and get rid of the Natasha Denona. Keeping the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize in Marie Antoinette. It is one of those great one and done eyeshadows, taupey and very neutral. I said I was going to use these more, but I just haven't yet. These are the MAC limited edition bronze collection. I have Tide and Seek here, which is just a stunning purple. Sunforia, it's purple, pink, pearlescent, and together they really boost a bronze look. But I haven't touched them since, and so I think I should just get rid of them. These are Saint Tropez and Monacoco. Serves me right, really, to buy such large pans of color when actually I don't go through eyeshadows that quickly. I don't pull out very specific single eyeshadows that much, except for cream formulated ones. Let's talk about ColourPop. I did keep these Super Shock Shadows in Lightning Bug and in a Little Quirky. You can see that this is a very coppery gold, and this one has a lot of taupe and silver foil in them. I definitely use a Little Quirky a lot more, but I don't reach for it nearly enough. Do I need a single shadow for that? Questions. I'm absolutely gonna keep this Golden Age Rituel de Fille Eye Soot. I actually use this quite a bit. I am going to get rid of Herb Lid Star. I think this is at least 5 years old. I'm going to keep the Dior Mono Cosmopolite. This is a very special shade. It has pink and taupe and silver, a little bit of mauve, rose gold, and it just reads really special on the skin. So I'm gonna keep this. It's hyper sparkly. How well are we doing? So these are the ones that I'm keeping. I really want to cut this down, this entire foray of things down to a more manageable amount. Liquid powder chromatic eye tint. This is in Sheen. It is a really beautiful coppery warm brown, and then this is a little bit more orange. As you can tell, this is the Kosas 10-second eyeshadow in Globe. I'm gonna keep both of those. This is Casino by Tom Ford in his Emotion Proof eye color, and this is in Obsidian, which is actually a really lovely matte brown. I like this more than Groundwork from MAC because it's a lot warmer. I might keep both of these. I'm considering keeping these. I don't know yet. Okay, so I actually have a lot more questions. Wow, I'm really not doing a great job. I think I'm a little bit maybe low energy or something. So I'm gonna set this aside as well, and we're gonna keep moving on. Usually I'm much better about these things, but I'm just gonna give myself the grace, not gonna put too much thought into it, and yeah, let's move on to lip stuff. This was in Makeup Purgatory, and I can just get rid of it. It is the Nabla lip gloss, Shine Theory lip gloss in Champagne Supernova. It has a really lovely feeling on the lips, but it's very, very sparkly, as you can see, and it smells like coconut. So I'm gonna get rid of this actually. I'm leaning a lot more towards lip balms these days, and I wanna keep 1 or 2 perfect glosses for me. I don't actually physically have my favorite gloss. That's actually the Glossier Clear Lip Gloss, the original OG slightly pink tinted one with no sparkle. That's my absolute favorite one. I had to get rid of it because it had expired, and I had gone through most of the tube, but I just know that that one's, you know, my favorite of all time. I will be getting rid of Autumn by Buxom. This is one of their fall releases. It is so warm and gorgeous, also with a lot of shimmer in there, and it smells like spiked apple cider. Now these two are Dior Mirage. They're the exact same shade, and I had actually lost one, or thought I had lost one, and repurchased because thought I had lost it. So how dumb of me. This is what happens when you have too much makeup or too many handbags, that things just get lost in, and I know it's very wasteful. So I'm gonna keep one of them, and I'm going to donate the other, or see if I can give one to my mom. The Kosas and the Ilia red lips. We have Fringe by Kosas, which is a bricky red, and then we have Rumba, which is an equally bricky red, but a little bit more crimsony blue toned. So this actually looks really sheeny on the lips. It gives a really luscious sheen. This one has a slightly more demi-matte finish, and I swatched them side by side on my lips the other day, and this one eked out this one. I know in my last declutter I had decluttered the Fringe, but I don't know why. I actually like the scent of this more. I like the feeling of this and the finish of this. This gets a little bit vampy, especially because it's really sheeny, like I said. So it looks almost like you're wearing a gloss. Just as full pigment though, they're both really great for their pigment. Don't think, oh, clean beauty, it's going to be sheer or a tinted wash. Like, don't be fooled. They're really, really lovely. We have Rumba right here. I mean, look at that. It's not even backing down. She won't back down. And then we have Fringe. I guess I could just do it one swipe so you're not like convinced that it's less pigmented than the other. See how similar they are, at least on a hand swatch? Tossing the Ilia into the giveaway basket. I know I can also get rid of this Chanel Rouge Feu fiery red shade. And I know I can get rid of this because it's slightly sheerer than I want, but I also have this in the Westman Atelier Lip Suede right there. That really rich bright tomato shade is exactly the same. I know I had decluttered this last time too, but I kept it around. That one I'm keeping. I think I can get rid of this Rouge palette. I do really like it, but I think I want to keep just one lip palette. These are 3 Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. I bought them all 3 at one time, and I thought they were going to be like perfect for me, and they are. They're really lovely, but I know that I just don't use the Velvet Decade one. This is the one that looks almost mauvey brown purple. It looks kind of like a sepia toned photograph. I'm gonna get rid of that one. Velvet Jazz is a beautiful rich crimson. Gonna think on this one. And then I'm absolutely gonna keep this because this I use basically every single day. This is Velvet Fawn. So this is the YSL Rouge Volupté Shine that I just can't identify. The number and name has rubbed off completely on the bottom. This is a new one, but I'm trying to match the shade because I can't seem to find it. And this is in Coral Plume. It's actually really lovely and coral. This one is pink. I've used basically all of it as far as it goes, and so I'm trying to keep this around until I can find its replacement, and then I will toss this tube. But in the meantime, I had bought this because I wanted a little bit more of a warm toned. Keeping both of those. I'm gonna get rid of this Gingerbread Girl. Going to get rid of this Casablanca Tom Ford. Really cute, but I think this can go to my mom. This is Tom Ford's, I guess, just general lipstick. I'm not very well versed in his lineup, so I'm gonna give that away. Penelope Pink by Charlotte Tilbury in her Kissing formulation. I really love her Kissing formulation. I love them both, her Matte Revolution and Kissing, but I don't think I can get rid of that yet. Gucci, oh, Gucci, Goldie Red. If I haven't shown you this, oh, look how gorgeous. That is a metallic red. It is foiled. It is so stunning. Keeping that Chicness by Chanel. I don't know if I want to keep this. It's just a little bit too brown. I'm gonna keep this Le Rouge Camille shade, number 3. You can see I have a thing for reds. It blots down to a really lovely finish, like a blotted lipstick, and so I think I'm gonna keep this one and not keep the Lisa Eldridge Velvet Jazz. which is a little bit vampier, a little bit deeper. Part with these two Ginger and Chestnut Melt liquid lipsticks. They're very similar, and I use them both in a video, my top fall 2020 lipsticks. So if you want to see them in action, I'll link that down below, but these can go. I'm just not wearing lipsticks that much anymore. This I want to keep though. This is the Melt 710. It's like a really special Dijon-y. Yes, I will get rid of Chicness by Chanel. Keeping the Ilia Saint. This is their lip oil in this beautiful rustic orange. And then Suji and Rosy Gold. I'm keeping both of these. This is probably my favorite lip balm of all time. I use this every single day. And this gives me a very pigmented true red. You can see I don't use it often, but I want to use it more. So keeping both of those, I am gonna get rid of this Laneige. I am. I like their vanilla more than any of their other flavors that I've tried. I've tried their mint chocolate and original, like grapefruity color one, and I like it, but it's not as good as the Cary Grant one. And I think some other people might enjoy this more. It's just, there's so much product. I know I don't use it, and I know that other people can use it more. You know, I'm gonna try my mom, try my friends, see if anyone wants to try this out. This is the lip wardrobe right now, 12 items. So this is my little nail polish collection. You can see that I have a thing for green and I have a thing for darker nail polishes. I'm not much into light colors, nor am I into neutrals or pinks. So this is the lineup. I have exactly 8. This is down from like maybe 30 that I used to have. And I know automatically that I'm going to keep Black by Essie, 10 over 10. I think it's called, yeah, Market, which somehow that really gets me. I love that this is called Market. I don't know who would call this burgundy shade Market, but whoever did, like, kudos to you. Let's grab a coffee sometime. I really like your style. So Market by 10 over 10. This you can find in Target, and they are, I guess, like 10 free or however many chemical free. Keeping this Essie Cargogo? Precious Cargogo. Beautiful dusty olive. I'm gonna get rid of this Nailtopia. But first, coffee, which is also a very cool color name, but it's just a little bit too grayish for me, so that's going. But I do love, you see how this tapers almost like a skyscraper? It's actually really lovely ergonomically. When you use it, I find myself actually holding this, and I have a lot of precision when I'm doing my nails, so kudos to you, Nailtopia, for the packaging. I don't love anything below that, but the top is really nice. I'm gonna get rid of this Sally Hansen Insta-Dry Sour Patch Kids. This is in Hallow Green. Yeah, like Halloween or Hallow Green. It was part of a limited edition colorway. This acid green, I like to call it anarchy green. It just feels so like punk and badass. And I saw it on Kristen Stewart, one of my favorite people to stalk. She wore, you know, a color like this. I think I'll keep those 3 for sure. Probably keep Off Tropic by Essie as well. It's a gorgeous emerald. And then these 2, honestly, I don't wear this one. It's a beautiful, just neutral. It's called Gold Born Road by Nails Incorporated. And this is Night Rider Street. These came in a neon pack together. You can find it at Sephora or on Nails Inc. This came with, you know, a pink and a neon orange as well. And I think I might keep Night Rider Street and not Gold Born Road. 5 nail polishes, mostly in the green range, and then 1 outstanding burgundy, which I'm actually wearing on my toes right now. I store them in this gorgeous velvet Lisa Eldridge green velvet pouch. Just stunning. Oh, anything green and velvet. I don't know, my heart leaps. Does your heart leap for this? I have yet another pile of stuff for you, and this is the collection of cheek and face products. Excuse me if like you're seeing me and all you can see is just like my torso and like this baggy sweater. Let me see if I can sit a little bit more civilized and look a little bit more dainty over here. So anyway, this is the cheek and highlighter and bronzer selection here. It is intermingling a little bit with the palettes, but we'll address those again. This is the Lancome Mocha Havana shade that I talked extensively about. I did almost a whole video around this product. It is Joanna Gaines's like one blush that she uses every single day, or at least the internet thinks she does, and I absolutely adore it. I'm gonna keep that. I am gonna get rid of the Natasha Denona Bloom. I tried to declutter it last time and I don't think it made the cut. So again, it's not making the cut. I am also getting rid of the Natasha Denona Tan, not have so many palettes in my life. So this is going as well. Patrick Ta, this is one of the better blushes that I've seen in recent years. This is in She's So LA. It is so stunning. That tawny color I think I've found in a couple other options that I have. So I'm going to get rid of this as well. Even though it's probably, I highly recommend this product, I just don't need it in my collection. I know I'm gonna keep the Chic to Chic Charlotte Tilbury in First Love. Surprisingly, this does show up on my cheeks as a really soft peach, really subtle, which I'm going for. This is a product that's basically too subtle. This is Zen by Nars. I don't think this is a popular shade. It looks almost like a bronzer, or it looks like Charlotte Tilbury's Film Star Bronze and Glow. Let's do a little comparison here. Don't those look like warm red tone bronzers? So just looking at this, this is more matte. This has a little bit of a sheen to it. I think I'm gonna keep this and get rid of Zen. I find that I'm just not using powder highlighters as much. So with that, I am gonna get rid of this Grand Dame Living Luminizer by RMS. I'm also gonna get rid of this Living Luminizing Powder but in Madeira Bronzer by RMS. This is the Dior Skin Nude Luminizer in 01. Really stunning, very natural, and I bought it because of the packaging and the prestige. But again, I'm just not using highlighters like this, and it's really subtle. So if I want a subtle highlight, I'm going to go towards my skincare, go towards more balmy, true cream products than I am with this. But look how stunning that is. Just the outside is making me want it again, so I have to stop looking at that. The one highlighter that I will keep that is a powder, but look how creamy it is. It is the Dose of Colors Bathe highlighter. I go on and on about this because of its crazy pink silver shift, almost gray shift. It is so natural but so blinding. I love it. I'm gonna keep that. I don't think I'm gonna keep this. This is the this is the Skin Bronzing Soft Revenge powder by Nabla. Keeping the Chanel Le Beige Pearly Glow. I use this every day. Keeping these two serum blushes by M Cosmetics because they're relatively new to me and my channel and I want to use them up. This is Rose Milk and then Venetian Rose. I'm definitely keeping In the Nude and Bondi Bay by Nude Sticks. I might get rid of Sunset Strip. I'm going to get rid of the Kosas Contra Chroma color. This is almost a tawny dupe for the let's say the Patrick Ta, She's So LA. It's very similar to the Lancome Mocha Havana if you're looking for a brownish golden apricot, like a burnt apricot looking color. The highlight is fine. I just haven't loved Kosas's like blushes that much. Their shades are just a little bit off to me, and unfortunately this is also one that I want to get rid of. We have Luster by Nars. Oh, now it's getting into difficult territory. Okay, so these two I'm definitely keeping. These are both by Westman Atelier. We have Pot de Pêche here and Pot de Soleil, and I cannot wait until she comes out with palettes that have refillable centers. She says that that is something that is coming, and the first things that she's gonna make interchangeable are her little palettes like this, not her sticks. So I can't wait till that day. I actually use this almost every single day. This one I'm waiting till summer to use more of, but really love both of those. I'm going to keep this Tower 28 Balm. This is their Super Dew in No Shade. I really love it. I'm gonna use it continually all throughout the winter and hopefully into summer. This is the Salt New York palette that I had bought. It's her mini. You can see that I'm absolutely obsessed with her stuff. And 4 of those. This is the Contour Light Medium. This is Peach, Rose, Spice. Cinnamon by Flower Beauty, keeping that. Chantecaille, I tried to get rid of this last time, couldn't quite, still declaring this. This is the Chic Cheek in Highlight Duo in Coral. I'm keeping the RMS Beauty Master Radiance Base. This is in Rich in Radiance, something that I use every single day, and it is the most natural but beaming highlight. It's like skincare and their Magic Luminizer in one. So this I also decluttered last time, and then I got a little bit cold feet because I was like, maybe if I just keep the outside shell and get rid of the pan, then it'd be good. So maybe I might do that, but I'm gonna put it back into the get rid of pile and I'll deal with it again later. I might get rid of this Melt Cosmetics Raw Honey. It is so pretty. Ooh, but I just don't reach for it much anymore. I should be ruthless. Getting rid of that. It's lovely, but it's not part of my collection right now. It's just not something that I use in rotation. I'm gonna get rid of Luster by Nars as well. It's just really stunning, but I'm reaching for creams so much more. So this is gonna go. I know that I have two of my favorite powder blushes. These two are gonna really help me get through the rest of these, I think. So of the bronzers that I have left, I'm gonna get rid of Magic Hour. I just don't use pink blushes that much anymore. But if I do need to reach for something more cool toned, I will reach for Very Charming by Tata Harper. This is wonderful stuff. I haven't found one perfect shade from them yet. I had completely used up Very Popular, but then I took a chance on this, and I'm gonna keep this around for now. This is M Cosmetics' Heaven's Glow in Faded Clementine. Oops, I closed it on ya. It looks like a highlighter, but on the cheeks, orange. It just looks like a burnished orange on your cheeks. It is so pretty. And so I guess that rounds out my little powder blush moment. And then these four bronzers, I think I've been keeping this around because I want to do things that are compared to this bronzer, but I have to balance my own personal life with what I want to do for YouTube. This is not my job. I do not get PR. I do not get things sent to me or anything. So I don't want this to become just a review channel either. I want this to be like a reflection of real life, and I want to stay relatable. And so yes, I want to be a useful tool and place for you to come and look at product and talk about product. But if it's no longer serving me, I want to be true to myself first and YouTube second. So I'm not going to keep this around as something to compare to or just keep as, you know, a review product. Yes, it's one of my more affordable products that I have in my collection, and I've been keeping it because I know that, but I really don't reach for it anymore. It's not that it's a bad product. I just have so many other things that I'm using right now, so it's no longer serving me. This is in Deep Bronzer. Yes, that's the shade name. Very confusing. The Kosas Light Sunshow Bronzer. I'm gonna keep this around for a little longer. I'm gonna get rid of Sunstalker Private Island by Fenty. I am gonna keep this Filmstar Bronze and Glow. I just love this stuff. The Lawless Golden Hour, I think I can use it a little bit more before I get rid of it. So out of this, I have 10 blushes. Wow, 10 blushes. That's way more than I thought I would. This is a midway check-in for the donation pile. How's everyone doing? How y'all doing? We're basically at half point in this video. I think I can feel the clouds lifting a little bit, and I'm trying to get through this without fading fast. So the rest of this is brushes and long things. I'm going to call them long things. And of course this pile of I don't knows yet. The long things are basically just sticks, lip glosses, skincare things. If you haven't been to my channel before, you'll find that I don't use a lot of complexion products. I actually focus a lot more on skincare on the back end and absolutely no foundation except for this Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint. I have it in the shade 08 or ST8 in Shella, and I really do love this stuff because of the finish it gives me. It is a dewy finish that lasts throughout the day. I do have oily skin, but somehow this just looks good dewy, not bad, sweaty, oily, slick, dewy. It is perfect for that. I love that it has, you know, squalene and hyaluronic acid. Just don't use foundation. If I'm honest with myself, I'm just using it up to use it up, you know. But this is something that it's not very easy to get rid of or to pass it on to someone safely. So this is gonna just stay in this purgatory pile. A lot of these things here are brushes that they've been in purgatory for a while. This is the Benefit Hula brush. It's really cute. I really love it. Love that it can stand, but it's been kind of in purgatory for a long time now, so it's just going to go. I just don't use it. I know the ones that I use the most are literally this one here, the one by Morphe M527. Great powder brush. I have the Westman Atelier large blender brush. I used to use this one for foundation, specifically this. These two were perfect pairings, but if I don't keep this around, I don't think I need to keep this foundation buffing brush. So maybe let's put these two into the donation pile and see where that gets me. I've been using this stippling brush by Makeup Forever. I've been using the Marc Jacobs smudger brush. This is great for the lash line. This actually works really well with creams, but I don't know if I absolutely need it. It's the Jaclyn Hill times Morphe Everything brush. This is the retractable brush by Sonia Kashuk, so I'm gonna keep this. It is nice to have a nice big fluffy powder brush around, but since I'm not using powders all that much anymore, I basically can rely on this as a powder brush. I might get rid of this. This is the 50 powder brush by Sephora. I actually really like Sephora brushes. I think they're quite excellent. This is a weird one. This is by Westman Atelier. I haven't quite figured out how to use it properly. I wouldn't recommend it right away. It's looking a little stiff because I washed it and then promptly used it right after, so it might be a little bit damp. Purgatory. I have been liking this IT Cosmetics Airbrush dual-ended eye transformer, number 135. Who can ever remember things like that? I have no clue. I am not a brush nerd. And this is the Bare Minerals Crease brush. I bought this maybe 10 years ago, but I'm gonna get rid of it. I do like it, but I'm just not using a lot of shadows these days that require precision. This will get me through a lot of different looks. Also get rid of this. This is the Benefit Spoolie Angled Brush. I'm gonna get rid of this Sephora eye clamp. The only brow pencil I'm gonna keep is this PYT Medium Brown. Firm spoolie on the end that I just love it. Almost done with brushes. I'm going to get rid of this Core Coverage brush by Bare Minerals. It's for foundation, but again, I don't use foundation that much. I thought it would be a good dupe for the Westman Atelier because they're both perfectly flat on the end. Yes, this one's angled, but they're just dense and flat. This one is, I think, all synthetic. I'm not sure about this, probably is as well. I thought they would act very similarly, but this one resists creams for some reason. I think it's meant to be for their Bare Minerals powder. So unfortunately, I just can't use it with all of my cream products. So this one is going to have to go. And then I want to keep this Airbrush by Charlotte Tilbury. This is a really good brush. If you're looking for a soft brush and one that's great for powder, I would highly recommend it. It's actually really well made and it does work with creams as well. So it's a highly versatile brush. And of course, the fact that it's rose gold and retractable. Ooh, I still have some lip things that I might have missed because they're long things. Oh, somehow you can see that there's a trend. Pumpkin Spice Latte, we have Tower 28 in Oat, and then we have the one by Rowan Beauty in Remy. And this one's peppermint flavored. This one is nothing, kind of generic fruity flavored. And this one is spicy and it smells like pumpkin spice. So actually, from the experiences, this one feels a lot more like waxy, balmy. This one feels more like a lip oil, and they're marketed as such. This one does feel like a traditional gloss, a little bit tacky and plumping. It has a lot of that peppermint feeling without it smelling like peppermint. So actually, of these three, I think this one is perfect for filling in those fine lines, plumping up your lips naturally without that sting. I find that as it warms to my natural lip warmth, my body heat, it really melts in and it becomes a perfect oil. So actually this is a standout. I know a lot of people really love this, so I'm gonna keep this one. These two I think I can get rid of. If these are all kind of interchangeable in my mind, one is enough. Back to my everyday salt New York palette. Not really in the count because all the stuff I know I'm keeping. Cream bronzers in here and highlights. Some eyeshadows, obviously, and then this is my RMS Uncover Up number 22 concealer. And then I have these two minis here. This is the Glossier Boy Brow in black. I use this every day. And then the Ilia After Midnight Mini Limitless Lash Mascara, non-negotiable, staying. In addition, we have a couple of minis that I've been trying out. These are the Lash Freak by Urban Decay. Keeping this, love this. It does make my lashes go like completely clumped together, but I need that because my lashes, if you've forgotten, are tiny and Asian. They look just like this, just tiny little sprouts of lashes. And they're very straight and they don't like to curl. Urban Decay Lash Freak really coaxes them into something grander. I Love You mascara by Westman Atelier. This is also a mini size, like a little sample. It flakes like crazy. It flakes like hell. I don't understand why she could say this doesn't smudge, this doesn't flake. I don't know. I might keep it around just to do like a little review on this and Westman Atelier as a brand, because I think I've accumulated enough of her products to feel confident to do a video on her stuff. So I might keep this around just for that reason, but there's my little bite-size review. It's not worth it. Don't even think about buying this mascara if you care at all. Big Clean Kosas mascara. I love how tiny it is, but it just looks like a child's plaything. It's so strangely branded in my mind. I haven't made a decision about this yet. Keep it for now. I am gonna keep both of them. This is the Honest Beauty and Ilia mascaras. Looks like I did not declutter any of these mascaras. Honestly, if I had to, I would declutter these two, but I do want to do a little bit more content with them. Oh, and I have this Anastasia Dip Brow as well, so I'm gonna keep this. This is the only primer I own. This is the Grown Alchemist Anti-Pollution Primer. It looks completely translucent. When it comes out just like the Becca No Color Foundation. You'll see that it just looks almost silicone-y, but it has no silicones and it completely just blurs. It's really lovely. Smells good too. It smells like a little spa. I'm not going to repurchase. Don't want to use primers anymore. Just get rid of this. I've used up quite a bit. This is already from me turning it down. Use it up just to use it up. So this might just go. Everyday SPF by La Roche-Posay. This is their untinted sunscreen. Love it. 50 SPF, all mineral, non-negotiable. De-bronzy drops. I do like this. But do I need it? It's as simple as that. Just not to have so many products to consider. Keeping this tattoo liner by Kat Von D in Mad Max Brown. It is my favorite liquid eyeliner. Keeping both of these Charlotte Tilbury Color Chameleon crayons. This is in Golden Quartz and Amber Haze. Gonna get rid of this Marc Jacobs Rococo. I'm gonna get rid of this Melt Cosmetics 420. It's a teal shade, really lovely, but I just don't want to have too many color options. I will keep Rose Lens though. Also gonna keep these two. This is Out of the Blue and Fine Wine, I think? Yeah, Fine Wine by Marc Jacobs. Gonna keep this Revlon Color Stay eyeliner in black. This one, it just won't budge. It is so good if I want to do a black look. And then the Down to Earth by Pure Cosmetics. This is a surprisingly really nice dark brown liner. I would call this similar to this. They're really deep, rich browns, and they're better. They're better than these. This is the Rock and Coal eyeliner by Charlotte Tilbury in Barbarella Brown. It does smudge like hell on me. And I was keeping this around because it's a special color. This is the Pillow Talk eyeliner in, Pillow Talk. But then I found Nars Mambo, which is also really nice. So maybe I'll keep both of these lip liners. Really, I just need two. That was the HBIC by Huda Beauty. It is deeper brown, almost a rosy, dusty brown. Gonna get rid of that, but keep the Kylie Cosmetics Coconut because this is one of my favorite lip liners. And then her Victoria lip liner is... Okay, we're back. I had to take a quick interim just to organize a little bit and just see where I was at because we were in the final throes of figuring out whether or not to keep some of this stuff. Let me turn you around here. Yes, I was doing a little bit of swatching. Look at those beautiful blues. It is helpful not to organize as you go, otherwise you really can get into into decision fatigue, but it's helpful to do so after the fact and after the fog has kind of cleared. So these are the eyeshadow palettes that I am keeping so far, right? I still have a few that I want to talk about over there, but 3 Charlotte Tilbury ones. Again, I really would recommend any of these 3. Queen of Glow, we have Super Blue in here, and Golden Goddess. It's a good sign that I can remember them, meaning that I actually really like them. We have the Victoria Beckham, the Rowan Beauty, we have Pumpkin Spice, 27 and Rust by Melt Cosmetics. Yes, I am tempted by their Blueprint, their latest release, but looking at the blues that I already have, I don't need it. And then the 2 Pat McGraths and 1 super beautiful Real Fantasy. So maybe 4 really colorful palettes, the rest are neutrals. These are also neutrals, but these are all kind of in line with magnetic shadows, ones that I can move in and out of my collection and really play with. So I want to move more towards this type of system and move away from one color story curated for me by a designer or whatnot. So this is the eyeshadow collection. Let's move on to the ones that I am going to keep if we're on the topic of eyeshadows. So I am going to get rid of this stack here. This is Desert Haze. I found these to be completely, and let's see if I can do this with just one hand, completely unblendable. They're so difficult. I've tried this with fingers, brushes, different situations, primers, whatnot, and so many people love this. It was an oddity when it came out. I think Charlotte launched it with her Airbrush Flawless bronzers, so it was supposed to be like a supporting act, like a look, but I find them really difficult to work with, and I have other warm tone shades, especially in this 27 palette. Let's show her off as well. Yeah, I mean, look at the range and depth of these compared to that. I know Charlotte is not peddling the same as what Melt Cosmetics is peddling, but if she's gonna come out with a fully matte color story that's supposed to be warm, terracotta, and orange, basically, I just can't work with these. So this is going to a better home. We also have Pillow Talk, which was the very first eyeshadow palette that I had gotten from her. It's relatively well loved. I actually think that it belies the actual love that I gave it, because you get actually quite a bit of product. If you try to use it for its entire life, you actually can get quite a few looks from these. So I love it, but I just don't use pinks that much anymore. I'm really into bronzes. So you can see this one too. It looks too pink on my eyes. And this taupey shade, I thought there was going to be a little depth to it. It's really just a sparkly silver topper. And this is the Pillow Talk Luxury Palette of Pops. I think they're all, nope, Pop, Prime, Enhance, and Smoke are still on the back, but they're all pop shades to me. Really pretty, but I don't need a palette of just toppers. I have the Rowan Beauty 75 palette. That one really has my heart. So again, not so great because it's all pink, but it's beautiful. I am gonna keep this, and I've decided to keep this over Chanel. This Candid Experience, it has that lovely grayish tone that I actually can't dupe very well. This is a really hard shade to find. It's really, really pretty, but you can see that a lot of the colors are kind of represented here. These two in particular, Poise and Mother, look like these two shades to me, and this is a pretty neutral brown. So save for this one shade, I can just get everything I want from this palette. So this is actually going. I never thought I'd see the day. And what is this? Oh, the Bella Sophia. Yeah, I don't think I need this. It is really pretty, and I just think that I can get the same effect from these lovely shades, especially this La Serene. I am going to keep this Casino shade from Tom Ford, and I organized this a little bit better so you can see my lip glosses here, some eye stuff, and then lip palettes. And then these are my single shadows that I have to turn upside down to see so I know what shades they are. I'm getting rid of the Tom Ford Naked Bronze. I've decided that this actually is dupable with the Natasha Denona Chroma Crystal Top Coat. That means I will be keeping Spice, which is the exact same bottom cream shade by Tom Ford. Yeah, I'll keep this as well. The Chroma Crystal Top Coat in Nude by Natasha Denona. Let's see if it can fit onto this tray. Please fit. Okay, get rid of both of these ColourPop Super Shocks, Lightning Bug, and Little Corky. They're nice, but I don't need too many toppers. If I need a topper, I've got it in this girl right here. And that leaves these two, Obsidian and Midnight by Victoria Beckham. I'm gonna keep Obsidian, and yeah, okay, I'm gonna keep Midnight as well. Even though I can get it here in Umoja, they're different. They actually, one tends more silver, one tends more deep navy blue. The one with the silver flecks on the right is the Victoria Beckham. And you can see it has a little bit more green teal shift to it. So they're actually quite different. And I really love this palette. Oh my God, this Beauty palette is probably my favorite. Just one-stop shop. So that I am also keeping. I will be getting rid of this Tom Ford African Violet. Getting rid of this Sugar Cone Sweet Shop by BH Cosmetics. Really nice, but again, I have so many more beautiful neutral shadows now. This can go to a better home. Surprisingly, I am gonna keep the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette and the ColourPop Frozen 2 Anna palette. This is one that's really shockingly beautiful, and not a lot of color stories are like this. Look at that salmony mauvey glitter color right there. Warm Hugs. I haven't seen that color widely, and it has that terracotta orange, it has that really warm chocolatey brown, and then it pulls into these crazy purples and mustards. It's really a beautiful, versatile palette. And I've played with it a couple times. One time on my channel, I think I might have privated that video, but anyway, I just really like this, and their pressed glitters are actually something to behold. If you haven't experienced them, they really are special, so I have to keep this. I am gonna keep Charlotte Tilbury, and I will be keeping this De La Creme by Tom Ford. Pile of brushes and long stuff. This is the get rid of pile. Eyeshadows and lip things. Eyeshadow palettes as they stand. All of my lip sticks and lip balmy things actually fit into this one tin. Love it. That's perfect. I don't want to go over that. I had them all stacked. I had them, you know, pouring over each other, and this is like perfect. I want to always keep my collection as utilitarian, as like accessible and manageable and all out in front of me. I don't want any more purgatory boxes. I don't want any more makeup that's just hiding. It's never going to be over, but I can help myself by limiting what is, you know, out of sight, out of mind. So it just makes it so much easier to see really what I'm using and what I grab for. Cheeky bits area. We have it all kind of laid out here. You can see things are tending more cream than they are powders. And with that, I am going to add, I think, these both back in. So this is the Lawless Golden Hour Summer Skin. We have the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow. And then this is the Salt New York palette with those 4 shades of bronzer and blush in here. And then this was the miscellaneous stuff. Mascaras, brow pomades, my sunscreen, and then the Lisa Eldridge nail polishes, of which there are 5. And then this girl here is my everyday ride or die partner. All right, that's it. So 105 items. That is mind-blowing to me because I used to have just 78 eyeshadow palettes. When I started this YouTube thing, this thingy thing that we're doing here, I had 78 eyeshadow palettes. So to add mere 22 other items, I would have already hit and breached 100 items. And now my entire collection, even with nail polish, it has 105 items. I'm really not proud of myself because there's nothing to be proud of for shopping. It's not something that I can say without privilege. I'm not here today to be showing you tips on how to be a better person or how to be, you know, like a more compassionate, loving person in the world necessarily. I'm literally talking about possessions and material wealth, you know, so it's not something that I'm proud of, but the progress does mean that I'm letting go of things and scripts that I've been telling myself. And I've been telling myself a lot of things that I don't believe in anymore, and I want to not believe in anymore. Namely, consumerist behaviors that I think I can let go of, because I'm learning to love my own skin. I'm learning to love my own self, just without adornment. And that means some really good and deep emotional work is being done. Of course, the declutters are fun because we're just in a place of so much wealth. And to see someone else get rid of their stuff is very cathartic. It's really emotionally, it can be healing. And so I hope this video has been a little bit therapeutic in that way for you. But I'm not here to flex or tout my collection at all. I just want to say that, like, it has been, I think, 6 months since I started this thing, and it's been really interesting to see my progress. Even though I was like, oh, is doing another declutter now, is it going to be seen as phony? Am I doing it too often? But honestly, the itch is real. It's not something that I wanted to do just to get another video out because I knew declutters were de rigueur. I don't want this much stuff in my life, and I truly don't need this much stuff in my life. Yes, this will be an ongoing series because I really think after each declutter, I only want to declutter more, not obsessively, but because I'm learning more about myself. So this is far more manageable, but it's still more than maybe your average human or makeup lover. I do have the breakdown for you here. I'm looking over at my notebook. We have lip glosses, palettes, balms, total 13. Nail polishes, just 5. Blushes, we have 10. Bronzers, 4. Highlighter, 6. Brushes, 8. Mascaras, including mini ones, 6. Brow stuff, 3. Lip liners, just 2. 1 neutral and 1 red, and that's probably how I'm gonna keep it. Eyeliners, 10. Eyeshadow palettes are 21. Single eyeshadows and eyeshadow crayons, 17. Total is 105. I leave you with that number floating in the air before we depart. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. It really does help my little channel grow. This has been really nice. I've really enjoyed sitting here and showing you my collection, talking through a little bit of my makeup philosophy, more of a check-in in my relationship between makeup and presentation and things that I'm moving towards. Definitely more cream things, a lot more neutral lips than I'm used to. I'm definitely hoarding less colorful makeup. I think it's because I'm learning that I'm just more comfortable, or I feel most confident not going out crazy, but not being like total basic AF, you know? I think I need a little bit of sultry drama, and I want to be a bit more androgynous. I think that's kind of my vibe. That helps by having a bronzy look and a stronger chiseled look, sculpted look, but not by wearing red lips all the time, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think the last thing I'll say is a lot of the makeup that I will be getting rid of will be going to people that I know. And it's not because of nepotism or anything else. I just really think it's way better, especially in this climate, to give it to people safely that I know and that they trust me. Everything else I pledge to you, I will be trying to dispose of as earth-friendly as possible, as consciously and intentional as possible. But please don't DM me about buying makeup off me. I just won't be doing any of that. So thank you for understanding and respecting that choice. I just wanted to put it out there because I do get a lot of questions and I really appreciate you reaching out. I love connecting with y'all, but just kind of capping that off as a conversation. Makeup to me is really fun, and I hope that that comes across. One fellow makeup lover to another, I wish you well, and I'll see you on my next video. Adios.
Please handle this side up. You got me upside down. Should only feel this much.